Today we're gonna rate AI-generated Magic the Gathering cards. All right, we got the Thrice Mystic. That's how I'm pronouncing this one. We got a Black 4 generic 2/1 Goblin Advisor. Now, Thrice Mystic, not once, not twice, but thrice, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. That actually looks like a real card. So it's like a 2/1 that turns into, I mean, it's at least a 3/2 because you have to pay a black to get this thing onto the battlefield. But it can be as high as a 7/6 for 5 mana. That's Ibers. And when Thrice Mystic dies, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That is actually one of the most real-looking Magic the Gathering cards. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. This is a real card. Will it Zyber or will it danger or will it be doable? This is both doable and Zyber. All right, let's move on. Moving on. Oh, yeah, for Pride Month, looks like we've got a Pride series over here. We got the Vampire Pride banner. Orzhov, 1 generic for 3/3 Vidalkin Wizard. What part of Vampire is this? It's a vampire in disguise. What is Halloween? Lifelink Vigilance. When Vampire Pride banner enters the battlefield, target creature gets +7/+4 and gains trample until end of turn. I guess that's okay. This card is very expensive to get out, and it's like this a gigantic buff. You don't really see that on a lot of cards. Like, creature enters the battlefield, some other creature, it gets some explosively large, I don't know, power and toughness. Anyway, mediocre pass. I don't know. I can't tell. It's a real card, though. There's nothing broken about it. I don't know, like, I guess you could buff up an infect creature, one of those, like a Plague Stinger or something. I'll probably finish someone off when you get the Vampire Pride banner in play. Could that first creature return itself when it dies? Yes. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. When it dies, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So it dies, it triggers, and you could return itself. Just loop it all over and over again. Where'd the Vampire Pride banner go? Or did I skip over this one? Okay, we got the Ambush Ace for a Black 4 generic 6/6 Phyrexian Horror. Flying, Trample, and Haste. You may choose not to untap Ambush Ace during your untap step. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay X. When you do, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. What the hell is going on here? If I just have to pay X. I can pay anything. And also, by the way, why would I want to choose not to untap this card? I would like the option to just not untap this thing for some reason. Just in case, I don't know, to play around Mesmeric Orb. Does anyone even know what that card is? It's an artifact. If you untap anything, you have to mill a card. Flying, Trample, and Haste for 6/6. Yeah, I want to say it's like, if it were modern legal, it probably would see play. But 5 mana is a lot of mana. Anyway, this card doesn't make any sense. Or at least this whenever you cast an instance or a sorcery spell, pay X, return all your creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. That is BS. There's like, you can't lose anything. Well, I'll play Opt. I'll play a Doomblade. Okay, I'll pay X. X can be 0. Yeah, exactly. We got Summer Mermaid Star has got the I'll pay 0 for X, yes. Some people want to play with this card. If this was Mythic Rarity in Modern Horizons 69, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Anything is possible. Without the last ability, it would be okay. Yeah, I don't know, if they just finished it off here at the Flying, Trample, and Haste. I mean, I guess they could throw in the you can choose to untap it anyway. Not passing. Not passing at all. All right, we looked at the Vampire Pride banner. We'll move to the next one. Underground Sea. More like Underground Cave. Sanctum of the Pride. We got a blue-green 5 generic 6/5 Dwarf Spirit. Looks like a Sultan larger than the castle. With Embalm. Green 4 generic. I think that's the card you can cast it for this Embalm cost from your graveyard. You make a copy of it. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie dwarf spirit with no mana cost. Since when is a zombie also a spirit at the same time? Can you pick one? Are you dead or not dead? Are you dead or undead? I don't think there are any spirit zombies in this game. Those are two creature types that do not mix very well. Not flavor-wise, at least. Whenever Sanctum of the Pride deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 4 cards! If you do, you may cast a spell with mana value 2 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. This is crazy. But it's 7 mana. I mean, even if you discard this from your hand and pay 5 mana, that's... I don't know, maybe it's fair. Let me tell you, if you're paying 7 mana, you should get everything. You should just basically have a card that says, I win the game, period. Because, you know, at 7 mana, it's a lot of mana. It would be a great, it's not even a good show and tell card. You know, you still have to deal combat damage to people. It's super danger. What do you guys think? Actually balanced at 7 mana. It's possible. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be used in Modern. See, I still use Legacy and Modern, or even Pioneer as a barometer for how good or bad a card is, or how strong it is. I don't, yeah, maybe the Ninjutsu Commander players would find a way to break this card. Does not block. Yeah, I can't remember. There was one ninjutsu creature that's like put anything in play, something to that effect. Doesn't even have flying or trample. Opponent can chump block it. That's right. All right, we'll say it's fair. We'll say it seems broken, but I mean, we've seen worse. Oh, it's a 6/5 on top of all that. Wow. No evasion and costs a lot. Yeah. If you smack someone, if you get somebody in the face with that card, you deserve to draw 4 cards. Pride of the Harbingers. We have a red 1 generic 2/2 creature. See, I'm telling you. Was it the nameless one or faceless? I can't remember. The nameless one card. The AI generation is, they're just copying that card. The creature with no creature type. Okay, flying. When Pride of the Harbinger enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. I find it strange. This is a red card, and it both flies and gains life. That's very non-red, in my opinion. It's complete opposite. I don't know if it's a flavor fail. It's definitely the inverse of what red regularly does. But all things considered, it's just a really fair card. You have a flying grizzly bear. Grizzly bear is jealous. Cannot fly. Also, don't gain life. Are they all AI Pride cards? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they got a play set or something. Most normal yet most breaks all the colors, everything. Yeah. Such a white card. It would make sense if it was white. We wouldn't think about it. How is like a bird a red thing? Well, I guess they have eagles, right? Or a phoenix. The phoenixes, they would really have haste and gaining life, like whatever. It passes. It not broken. It don't danger. If it don't danger, then at least, and even if it doesn't Zyber, it gets the pass. Knight of the Pride. It looked like a dinosaur to me. A white 5 generic for a 4/4 Hydra. Are there Hydras with like 1 head? It's got 2 tails. And it's 5 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got everything of all the other body parts, but only 1 head. Hydra. Okay, green 1 generic. Knight of the Pride gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. That's a pretty interesting card. So, there's no evasion, though. You gotta give it trample or something. It's a Hydra before the head was cut off once. Oh, yeah. It's possible this Hydra's been in a lot of battles, and all the heads have survived. You only need 1. You only need 1 for the rest of the body. Yeah, the inverted Hydra. The backwards Hydra. More tails than there are heads. Actually, pretty good design. Also, that is 1 funky-looking rainbow cloud. Halo? Yep, it follows it around. Well, I mean, yeah, it looks like a draft card. But it's at common. You might draft all of these things. But once it's out, like it will pump itself up, right? So at the very least, it'll be a 5/4 creature. And then if there's anything else on the battlefield, I mean, attack! You could do it. Oh, you can do this multiple times! Yeah, exactly, Marhatho. You can do, so you have 6 mana in play. You could probably activate at least 3 times. So if there's like even 3 creatures on the battlefield, you could pump this thing up by 9 power. Oh, it's crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna say it passes. Not a bad commander card. Especially against the person that's open. Oh, somebody... Marhathar is like, no, we're not attacking with this thing. We're gonna fling it. It's going straight to the dome. Straight to the dome. Would this be somewhat playable as a Celestial commander to just one turn kill people with commander damage? Oh my goodness, it's not legendary though. So you have to rule 0 this thing into your command zone. Demonic Protomator. Is that even a word? A Protomator? Oh, I'm gonna look this up quickly. Protomator. Sometimes they make up words, sometimes they don't. Okay, I don't see any clear definition for this thing, so moving on. We've got hybrids of Gruul, Golgari for a 1/1 human wizard. When Demonic Protomator enters the battlefield, create a 3/2 colorless goblin rhino creature token. Very lame card. Very playable. Actually, sorry, not playable is not the word I'm looking for. Not broken. Yeah, it's doable. That's exactly what we want to say. It's a doable card. You can print this card. Very doable. Abzo likes that keyword of doable. It's almost boring with how not crazy AI is today. They've settled down. They've turned the dial down a little bit. But look at that art. That looks like some sort of promo art or something. I love it. I love what's going on here, even though I don't really see the wizard part of all this thing. Also, don't even see a rhino. There's no rhino. Is that a wizard in the rocks? It's possible. Where's the rhino in the picture? It's supposed to have a 3/2 colorless. Oh, it's a goblin rhino too. Moving on then. There's our goblin rhino. He got no arm. And he has 3 legs. When he loses an arms, he makes up with legs. Is that a third? Is that a third leg goblin rhino? Yeah, it is, actually. Okay, we got Code of Pi, a blue 1 generic sorcery. Put target creature on top of its owner's library. Target permanent Manaswokers controller. I've read enough. Where X is the milled cards convert mana cost. We don't even mill anything at all. The Code of Pi. Nicholas just wants to ship it for pie. What's everyone's favorite pie? I think mine is like just apple pie. I used to be a pie person. I'm in my journey of trying to be a lot more healthier. I've cut a lot of sugar out of my diet, but holy crap, I used to eat a lot of pie. Oh, the color. Yeah, it's the color pie right over there. Yes, I will confuse my opponent to death. As if regular Magic the Gathering cards weren't confusing enough. Okay, we have the Pride. Is there really no card called Pride? Maybe there is. You get disqualified for using the same card. The card with the same name. No, I don't think. Am I supposed to put in quotation marks? Just doing a quick search. Okay, I don't know if I'm looking this up correctly. I don't see it though. I don't think there's a single card called Pride. All right, we got blue 1 generic sorcery. Create 2/1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying. That is incredibly underwhelming. So underwhelming that it passes. This card should be an uncommon. I think the card should just be common. I mean, this is just bad. We have so many token generators for 2 mana. 2 mana, create 2 creatures. I guess this one, it's like Lingering Souls. Now that I look at it, it's Lingering Souls without flashback. So we should just have the flashback cost. All pride, no lion. I don't know, if we look hard enough, we might see some lions. What are these, doves? I didn't know this, but doves are just pretty pigeons. That's all they are. It's just a completely white pigeon. Or is that like a myth? I don't know, I heard that somewhere. I can't trust anything that I learn on the internet anymore. There's so much BS now. Like, look, everything I learned like 10 years ago is just nonsense. Should make 2/1 lions. Oh God, I guess so. Yeah, 2/1 lions, but then it would have to be green. I like everything about this card except it costs too much. Doves are females something. That's true. The doves are pigeons. They're just very pretty white pigeons. That's all. Great picture. Love it. This should be days. This should be the picture for days. Okay, we got a Duda Pull Butter. So it looks like something out of a Pixar movie. Green, 5 generic, 5/5 creature with first strike. See this? Now this I understand. There's no creature type because I don't even know how to define this. The fungus troll or something with antlers. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose any number of targets. You go for it, buddy. You keep doing that. But truth be told, this just doesn't do anything. In the present is a single soul. The more near magic path, the soul of the Temple of Battle. Flavor text is more motivating than the actual text on the card. Ship for art. Anti-illusion tech. At the beginning of your upkeep. Oh yeah! It actually... Okay, so it's not completely useless. You can target the illusions and just pop them all off. Because most illusions are like, if it ever becomes targeted, poof, it's gone. Alright, so actually... I thought it was useless. Choose any number of targets. Ooh, that's a really good question. Can you choose the same target twice? Can you choose the same target infinite times? Choose any... Do you know what? I'm assuming you can't. Just trying to think of on Magic Online how they would make me do this. I think they would just, like, choose any number of targets, and once you chose one, it can't be chosen again. Because I get where you're coming from. Like, if something gets targeted, sometimes there's an effect. And if you can target it infinite times, maybe you can get an infinite of those effects. Those eyes see through any illusion. Yeah, that thing has seen things. So it's very flavorful in that way. Stares right into the illusion soul, which there is no soul. Because it's an illusion. It can target Task Force, for example. Yes. You can only choose... Yeah, I assume you can only choose targets once. Use Dak Faden Ultimate and get all. I don't know how that would work. Well, imagine knowing that this thing is targeting you. Yeah. Oh no! And at the beginning of your upkeep, every upkeep it can target you. It can target, yeah, it can target you, it can target the creatures, it can target artifacts. Target away. Blue Bomber, thank you very much for the super chat. He can combo with Hirobi Death's Whale. Hirobi? Okay, hold on, let's look this up. Hirobi Death's... do you mean Shinobi? I'll look up Death's Whale. Or is this like another AI generated card? Oh, this must be another AI generated card. I don't know what this is. But thank you very much for the super chat. You target with Heroic. Oh yeah, that's true. Buff out. Really good in Heroic Enabler. 6 mana. Not really. Don't know if you want that in your Heroic deck, but hey, it's a great top-end finisher. Alright, look at that. We got our Doodle Puddle Butter. What the hell? Duda Puddle Butter. Sorry, it's Duda Pal Butter. That's what it is. Duda Pal Butter, my beloved. Okay, we got Architect of the Pride. Getting through the cycle. We got a white 3 generic 3/2 Bird Soldier with flying. All right, that's flavorful. Shadow? What's the point of that? I guess this thing flies over the other shadow creatures at this point. Sacrifice Architect of the Pride. Add a red mana to your mana pool. Very, very fair card. Now this card, I wouldn't say it's... This is like the most unblockable creature without being unblockable. It dodges like anything that's not shadow. Oh, but it can't block anything else. That's the problem. It can only block other shadow creatures. Oh well. Hey, it knows we're celebrating butt stuff. Flying and shadow, so strong. Very strong. Very doable. Can a shadow block a flying shadow? Yes. Shadow creatures can block shadow creatures, but non-shadow creatures cannot. Sorry, a shadow creature cannot block a non-shadow creature. So only shadows and shadows. Non-shadow, non-shadow. That's basically how it works. It's like a Birds of Paradise, except 4 mana. It has to die to ramp, only way. You're looking too hard. You're looking too hard into this, Orvatus. This is very far from a Birds of Paradise. It's quite a bit of a reach. Okay. Let's move. Wait, Architect of the Pride? Hands down. Passes. Okay, we got the Trans Keeper for a white 1/2 Goblin Warrior. When Trans Keeper becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, put a +1/+1 counter on Trans Keeper. This is a very familiar ability. This is like literally a card, isn't it? Or maybe this is more dangerous. This reminds me of, there's a red-blue guy that is very, very similar to this, where you target it, it becomes, or maybe it's just when you cast an instant or sorcery. Today the AI generation is celebrating Pride Month. It's anti-heroic. It's like heroic, where it's like heroic, really. Oh yeah, I guess it's just heroic. It becomes the target of a spell or ability opponent controls. Oh, it's the opponent controls. Oh, this is completely useless. We can Doodles. Well, we have to give Doodles Puddle to the other person. It doesn't trigger off of our own abilities. This card's terrible. I mean, it's playable, but I would never put this in my deck. Whenever Transkeeper becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, it gets stronger. So long as it doesn't get blown up. So it's protection from shock, effectively. Yeah, favored hop. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, favored hop. It felt like I knew this card. It's the inverse of favored hoplites. Complete. Yeah, immune to shock. Or lightning burst. Burst lightning? Yeah, burst lightning. What's that red one with delirium? I'm really bad with names, even though if it's a core staple to Modern. Can't remember any of these damn cards. Because if you deal 2 damage to it, it's going to get the counter before it resolves. Alright. Anyway. Passes, but it's awful. Just plain terrible. We got Doom's Pride. Alright, black 2 generic for a 3/3 human assassin. It's a changeling, though. This card is every creature type. Alright, you hear that, Sliver players and Merfolk players, elves? Actually, elves could play this. They play a lot of black. Trample. When Doom's Pride dies, return another target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is actually pretty underwhelming. It's doable, though. It's doable. Definitely gets a pass. Does opponent's creatures count as spells? Only on the stack. But hold on. Return another creature card from... Oh, no, it's only your graveyard. Okay, whatever. You get anything. Honestly, I don't even know if any... I mean, it does have Trample for a human assassin. Whatever. Moving on. We got... What is this? Pride of the Frog. It's a green 1/1 insect. Since when was... I mean, they eat insects. They are not insects themselves. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's not bad. That's Zybers. I think there's a lot of people that would like this card. Should be every opponent, though, to make it a little bit more spicy. Oh, it's on. Going back, was this legendary? No, it's not. It's not legendary. Someone said you could use it as your. It would be a great commander. Make it black and ship it instead. Hey, green could use this ability. I don't know why the green ability would make someone lose life, but gaining life does make sense. A pride insect rides on... Oh! This is the insect. AI generation is getting smarter and smarter because there are so many of those cards out there that, like... You know, like Kargan Dragon Lord. The creature's power and toughness are each equal to the dragon in the image. But the creature type is like this human warrior or something because they're just counting the guy on top. So I guess this is like some sort of insect. You can see the antennae. And I guess this is their companion, the frog. With a mushroom on his back. Of some sort. This is real Alice in Wonderland crap here. The insect is the lover of the frog. It's in his pride. This is a dangerous relationship, by the way. At any moment, the frog was like, I'm just gonna eat you. did I skip over a Heliod or something? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, we'll look at this one. I might have to zoom out for this one. All right, moving on. This is a little too zoomed out. Okay, Blizzard Locust for a blue 5 generic, a 4/4 human knight trample. Threshold: Blizzard Locust gets +2/+2 as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. This is a very lame but very real card. And then we have Heliod. Okay, so it flips over. You can't see it. Can I show it? I guess this is the best I can do. Heliod Young Pride, another Heliod card. He was a human knight, but now he's an Eldrazi. It's a 2/4 Eldrazi. Heliod Young Pride is also a creature an opponent controls. Blue 4 generic, return Heliod Young Pride from your graveyard to the battlefield. What the hell is going on here? This is just insane. But it's not really broken. It's also a creature. So I guess it becomes a copy of something. So effectively, I could dump this into my graveyard, bring it back to the battlefield, and it just clones something, I guess. Definitely looks like an Eldrazi. Does not actually look like an Eldrazi. I guess I can't tell. Is this broken or not? So the deal is this. Like, whoops. The deal is this. How broken is a clone that you could repeatedly bring back from your graveyard? Heliod Young Pride is also a creature an opponent controls, I'm assuming. Okay, the ruling behind is a creature opponents control are wild. The creature can target things that only opponents can usually target. How it transform? That's a good question. It don't. I think the way you transform is you dump this into the graveyard. Can you even activate this thing from the graveyard? Like, if there's a face-down card with an activated ability, can you even use it? I'm assuming you can, but maybe not. If you are 2 creatures at once, what is your power and toughness? Very good question. I think if the power and toughness is just there for show, I think you would just completely copy something. I don't think it's a clone. Heliod went from a god to a Phyrexian to an Eldrazi. What's... Yeah, it's going through the full circle of creature types. It's definitely some sort of modal face card. In the graveyard, the wrong face is up, so ability isn't there. Whatever. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this is broken. If either it doesn't work, or I think repeatedly bringing something back for 5 mana, it's instant speed, for crying out loud. You can just 5 mana put this from the... If that works, you just end of turn bring this back, bring this into play, and then, you know, it's a copy of something else. Look, rules as written. Heliod is not a copy of a clone creature at all. Your opponent controls it. There's also a creature Oh, hold on. Heliod Young Pride is also a creature an opponent controls. Oh, that's another way of interpreting the... Yeah, I bring Heliod into play, and then it's now controlled by somebody else. No, we both control it? Is that how it works? It's also controlled by somebody. Do they have equal rights to block? It's like, if I want to attack, one of the opponents says they don't want to attack, who wins? Do we flip a coin for it, or is it just a wash and nothing happens? It needs to be unanimous. If we both say we block, we block. If we both say we attack, we attack. I didn't know the conversation was going to go this deep over this card. Sometimes interpreting Magic the Gathering cards is very difficult, but I'm sending this to the gutter. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. Alright, we got way more AI-generated cards to look at, but today we gotta also thank our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com, my first place I go to look to buy all my Magic the Gathering cards. Don't forget that there is a store-wide summer sale at Fusion Gaming from June 12th to 13th. 20% off everything, sealed products and singles. Singles definitely are sent worldwide, anywhere you want. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu. Sorry, not that one. Coupon code Nikachu on any day that is not a mega super sale to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Real cards, not AI generated cards, but it is played online. So, you know, you get a little bit of both. Okay, anyway, you want to support the channel? By renting decks and playing anything you want, you could also support by using my using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or use coupon code Nikachu_1YA for 10% off your first 2 months. And now back to the wild Twitter cards. All right, what do we got next? It's a good thing we didn't skip over that. That was wild. I have to go back. Eldrazi Heliod. Okay, we got In Search. Red 1 generic sorcery. Counter target pirate or enchantment spell. Now that is some very narrow sideboard hate. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token named Threeland Powers and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. But you can hit the enchantments. That's something maybe Red wants. Red hates enchantments. Imagine you're a pirate deck, though, and your opponent brings this in against you and hits you. Like, I don't know, you're playing General... I can't remember all the pirate cards. I can't even think of a single pirate at the moment. But they play a pirate, and then they go In Search against you to counter it, and they're like, why does this card even exist? It's like, it's a hate for enchantments, but just randomly hits pirates at all. It's non-playable. It's very playable. It's very playable. Sorcery speed. Oh my god, it's sorcery speed! Oh my god. This is useless. It can't counter anything. It's a sorcery. It literally is useless. It's a troll card. Yeah, we can't. What is the, do I have another sound effect for this? It looks so, it had so much promise at first. It had so much promise. It's 2 mana for an 11/11 and shuffle. No, it's a 2 mana for a 1. No, it's I think you have to counter something to get the 1/1 creature. Yeah, why do you even want to shuffle your library? It's a. Am I wrong? I think you have to counter something in order to get the rest of the effect to resolve. If we don't have, if we have nothing to counter, then it's screwed. Quicken. Oh yeah, we have to give it Quicken. Oh. Well, now we're just working too hard. Way too hard. Shuffle library. I'm gonna In Search. I'm gonna search for nothing, but I'm just gonna shuffle my library. Unless you could, yeah, the value of Vidalcan Orrery is gonna go up. So unless you control Vidalcan Orrery or Blue Leyline, this card is terrible. No, correct. It is useless. It is absolutely useless. It does nothing. Yeah, we gotta meet the target quota, or do nothing. You might need something with a tuba to indicate sorcery speed counterspells. Feels like there's one of those every time we do. Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on. Okay, we got Pride of Roots. Red 3 generic sorcery. Gain control of target permanent with power 4 or greater until end of turn. Venture into the dungeon. The venture part's interesting. Well, it's a very doable card. I don't know if I would really gain control of target permanent. So literally just creatures. I guess there's some artifacts with power 4, but it's just not a creature yet. You have to animate them. Like a vehicle, for example. So you can gain control of a vehicle until end of turn. Do you guys really like this? I think it sucks. Enter the first room. I don't even remember what dungeon do you even venture into? I don't even know all the dungeons. No haste. Yeah. So you have to, if you're gonna steal a creature, steal a haste one. Otherwise, it's pretty pointless. Doesn't grant haste or untap. It's doable. It is technically legal. That's what I'll give it. Alright, Pride of the Roots, people. It's that guy again. Okay, we got the Perceiver. Is this Perceiver of Curse? It's a black 2 generic 2/2 sliver. When Perceiver of Curse enters the battlefield, you may destroy target creature with flying that has a forest counter on it. How many creatures are gonna have flying and forest counter? I don't even know. You know, you could have stopped that forest counter because there probably aren't any. Players can't cast spells during each other player's turn. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You redeemed yourself. This is technically legal. Even if I don't know if forest counters exist, it's very, you know, it's legible. I can read it. Silver. You mean sliver? Sliver-sided. We have Sliver Archon of Emeria. Is that how this is? The sliver version of Archon of Emeria. Players can't cast spells during each other player's turn. And then if you're lucky enough to put if you have a card, if you have any card in your deck that can put forest counters on your opponent's flying creatures, you can blow them up at the same time. The second effect is too good? Probably not. At 4 mana, I don't think so. Players can't cast spells during each other player's turn. Be careful doing that against combo players, though. Because, I mean, they'll just combo off. They'll be like, oh, the fool played Persever of Curse. Now they're screwed. Black. Yeah, it's like a black Grand Abolisher. Like, cards like this already exist. This type of effect. Is this effect valid in the pie? Has that ever mattered in the for AI-generated cards? I don't think so. Wait, it is OP. Only you can cast spells with it on the board. No. Players can cast spells during each other player's turn. So, like, if it's your turn, like, whoever's turn it is, other players can't cast spells during during that player's turn. Actually, hold on. How does this work? Players can't cast spells during each other player's turn. Wait a minute. Maybe you're right. Maybe it just says no one can play spells except you. Players can't cast spells during each... No. But if it's their turn, players can't cast spells during each other... There's like another way of interpreting this. You could just say, everyone else can't cast spells, period. See, players can't cast spells during their turns. Like, the other players cannot cast spells on their turn. Players can't cast spells during each other player. No, I think it makes more sense that whatever. No one can cast spells if it's not their turn. Yeah, players cannot cast a spell if it's another player's turn. I think that's a good way of looking at it. No, it's every other player, not you, turn. So in Commander, if there's 5 players, you can only cast during your turn. Exactly. Okay. We're unanimous on that. We're gonna give it a pass. Persever of the Cursed Zybers. Okay, we got the Sky Winder. Blue 1 generic sorcery. Starting with you, each player votes for deeply until end of turn. What the hell does that mean? And it doesn't even sound like we have much of a choice. Starting with you, each player votes for deeply until end of turn. So we all have to vote for deeply. I don't even know what deeply does. And we don't even have a choice to not vote for it. Everyone has to vote for deeply. Vote deeply. Or does that mean just vote really hard? Do it with your whole soul. I vote, damn it. When you make your X, make it big and hard. Tear the paper to prove how much you're voting. Vote with power. Vote harder than other people. I vote for shallow. Shark Laser Boy, you crack me up. Zombie Spirits, Graveborn Muse, and that's it. President Deeply. Oh yeah. What if there was a card called a president named Deeply. Deeply for 2024. Deeply fighting for you. Rigged election. That's exactly what this should be, because we all have to vote for Deeply. Whatever, okay. Yeah, this card makes no sense, but it's funny. It doesn't danger, but it don't Zyber. It's not doable either. AI hasn't quite made a term for something in between. We have the Grim Namaki, or Nemak, or Nemake, I don't know. 12 generic mana for a 6/6 elemental dog. Where the hell is the dog in this thing? That is one creepy dog. Haste. When Grim Namaki enters the battlefield, it deals 12 damage to each opponent. Holy smokes! Now that's a burn spell. That's a burn spell like even burn players would be envious of. Colorless damage and by dog. Wait, I'm just trying to think, like, if you cheated this in play, would it be worth it? Probably. But it just deals 12 damage. There's gotta be a way of doing it, though. Like, you could even flash this in play with flash and just let it die. Like, who cares? It's basically 2 cards to deal 12 damage. But it's not quite like a it's not like a 2-card win combo. You need to finish them off with a little bit of something else. It danger and doable. Oh yeah, it has haste, so you'll actually smack him for 18 damage if there's nothing to block it. This is what happens when it's not a good when it's not a good boy. But yeah, you could persist it. You could reanimate target it. Sneak attack it in play. Actually, this looks like a great sneak attack card. But it still doesn't really win. It honestly doesn't win the game on the spot. Like if you sneak attack Emrakul, that's probably closer to winning the game than this thing. Somehow it falls short. I think it's a doable card. I think we can print it. If anyone else wants to play with this card, go for it. Ether Vial and a huge proliferate deck. Hey, I once got my Ether Vial to like almost 10 counters. I accidentally ticked my Ether Vial up from 4 to 5, and at that point I have nothing to put on my Ether Vial. I have no creatures to put in play, but I accidentally ticked it up. So every turn I tick the Ether Vial up to 6, to 7, to 8, to 9. And then when I was about to take it up to 10, my opponent Cryptic commanded my Ether Vial back to my hand. They were so scared. I had this one card in my hand they didn't know about. Could have been an Eldrazi, and they didn't want to find out. Deepwood Monster. For a white 1 generic, 1/1 human soldier. Trample and haste. Whenever Deepwood Monster deals combat damage to a player, search that player's library for an instant card, then shuffle, and put that card on top. Okay, it could be anyone's library, so it could be yours. Weirdly enough, you could search your opponent's library and maybe stack something pretty useless on top if you need to buy yourself a turn. Whenever Deepwood Monster deals combat damage to a creature, tap that creature, and that creature does an untap during its controller's next untap step. Truth be told, probably the Deepwood Monster didn't win in that battle. So maybe it has a stun count. It's like basically stun for 1 turn. But probably the Deepwood Monster went down with the ship. Resource denial. Hold on, no, you can't. Oh, sorry, you can't search your library. You can only search your opponent's library. When it deals combat damage to a player, search that player's library for an instant card, shuffle and put on top. This is so weird. You know, this could be like a weirdly political card. You could like, I have the Deepwood Monster out, and then yeah, exactly. So somebody might be like, hey, I can deal with this guy over here, right? I can deal with Bobby, but I need my Cyclonic Rift. That's the only thing I have that can deal with it. So here, come attack me. I won't block your Deepwood Monster. So you swing at the person who has the Cyclonic Rift. You stack the Cyclonic Rift on top. And bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Or you can search for a trash. Yeah, you could search for a trash card. I don't know how much it's gonna help you. You probably would prefer to stack just a land on top. Can we vote deeply the Deepwood Monster? It's a card with a lot of text and it makes complete sense. It does. And it's Zybers. Alright. Horses of the Armor. What was it? Just loaded with metal? Okay, we got a blue, 1 generic, 4/6 shapeshifter. That card is insane for its mana cost. Okay, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, you win the game. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 3/2 colorless Phyrexian god or berserker creature token with Defender. So basically, we already have 3 creatures at the beginning of combat. So I could vial this in play a creature. I've cast a creature spell. I got a 3/2 Phyrexian god. Or I could get a Berserker creature token with Defender. Doesn't matter what the hell it is. And the game is over. This is the most insane card I've seen all day. And you win on combat. So you don't even wait till your upkeep next turn. It's like, okay, I would like to go past my main phase to the beginning of combat step. And they're like, yes, okay, I've won the game. It's a good game. Let's have another one. Dragon Gaming comes from a really dangerous tier 0 metagames. It's doable. Print it. Locust God win the game. I might make a deeply custom creature. Yeah, we're gonna make deeply a real thing. Yeah, the real Trojan horse. Trojan horse in actual, in real form. Turn 1, cast this, then play, for example. Oh yeah, Ornithopter. Wait, I don't know how you get this thing out turn 1 without Black Lotus. Yeah, but you oh, it's a legendary creature, so you could, yeah, I forgot. You could, what is that? So it can be your commander. That's even more broken now. It's like turn 1, Lotus. The Jeweled Lotus. Turn 1, Jeweled Lotus. Horses of the Armor. Ornithopter. GG, guys. Would you like to play another game? Wanna shuffle it back up? Let's do it again. Yeah, it can be your commander. This is just beyond insane. It's one of the most broken... It's like the most fair-looking broken card I've ever seen. Some of them are just like 0 mana, you win the game. It's like attempting to be fair, but not fair at all. Alright, well, anyway. Horses of the Armor, you are absolutely insane. Anawan, Shredrunt Fangs. 10 loyalty? Okay, it's Hualti, apparently. +1, search your library for your cards, exile them, then that player shuffles. What the hell? Oh, I guess you know what you can do. You can exile all your lands, so you're only gonna draw gas from here on out. Then we got so the very next turn we'll have 11 loyalty to play the ultimate, I guess. Minus 11. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, sacrifice Anawan, Shredrunt Fangs. I don't know how this is a liability. Why are we gambling on Anawan's life? Why would he even do that? It's like heads. This is the reverse Two-Face from Batman. Heads I live, tails I die. For no reason. I've exiled all my lands. I have no more reason to live. I don't know. Are there any cards left? I guess I think you can choose what you search your library for your cards. I'm assuming you could choose what you want. You can leave some behind. I don't think you're gonna exile your entire library. I mean, yeah, it is a Thoracle combo. Hold on, this thing has no casting cost. But you can't play it for 0. You have to cheat it and play with a Cascade spell, or I think that's it. You gotta Cascade this in play, or as foretold it in play. So you can't cast it, so you have to cheat it. So there are ways of doing this, people. So you either use a Cascade spell and make sure this is the only card. So you need, well, to get it in play easily, make sure it's the only card in your deck that's 1 or less mana, which is a non-bow with Thoracle. So you want to play Thassa's Oracle and this and try to cascade into both. It's going to be awkward. You're going to hit one or the other. So I think it works better as maybe an as foretold card. Can you refuse to find something with searching your deck? Yes, actually. It's called failing to find, and your opponent can't prove that you couldn't find what it was. So yeah, you can actually search your library and then choose not to find stuff. Card doesn't match up with the name. Who cares? Who's Hualti? Sorry, Huatli? She's a Planeswalker. This goes in Crashing Footfall decks for sure. Maybe. What if I borrowed my friend's deck for the first effect? Search your library for your cards. Will you have control over their effect? I guess you could, like, exile the entire library if you have control of it. Control decks would love this card. You can remove sweepers against non-creature decks. Yeah. Well, but, like, the card doesn't really do anything by it. It literally does nothing. I mean, it's Zybers if you really like the idea of, like, removing cards from your deck. But I'm telling you, people, strategically, this card is terrible. You don't want to manipulate your deck. You want to manipulate your hand and what you actually can draw. And the second ability is useless. Just flipping a coin to see if you're just going to blow the thing up. There's, like, no point to it either. You might as well just keep going +1/+1 to eternity. Could be used with Ashok, maybe. You can't fail to find if there are no conditions to search. But it does say search. We are searching our library. This card checks to see if you're stealing cards. I guess so. Alright. I guess this is a pass. It's a very weird card. I know there are people out there, you're gonna love that one. You know, there's so many people that are like, I don't want to flood out. I gotta exile all my lands. It's one way of doing it. Oh, we got the Nadir Judker. It's a green-red 2 generic 5/4 elemental. Vigilance, trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sack a creature. When you do, Nadir Judker deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. That is a very real card. This is a very Zyberish card, and it's also a legendary creature, so it can be your commander. I don't even think it's that overpowered. So, and you can only do this once at your upkeep, and then that's it. So you can't, like, really abuse it. But it's a Vigilance Trampler 5/4 at a reasonable casting cost of 4 mana. I think this is, yeah, doable as F. Pretty good. Yeet. Oh, that Zyber's hard. Fling Elemental. Oh yeah, it's true. You can fling your, I don't know, your Solitudes, your Furies. Abso thinks it's Zybers. Standard Bomb. Well, you need something good to sacrifice. I'm assuming at this point of the game, you might have, like, if you're a Gruul deck, you might probably did a good chunk of damage for the first few turns, and then you start sacking the creatures afterwards. Yeah, cool card. Pass. Easy pass. Okay, looks like the AI loves frogs, and again, a 3-legged frog. Actually, 4 legs. It's a bit weird. Or maybe some of these are the front legs. No, there's more arms behind. Okay, we got the Spore Ken Down Hydra. Reverse Hydra again. More legs than heads. Black, 2 generic, 0/0 frog. This spell was kicked. So it's already kicked. Don't worry about it. It was originally a 1 black mana spell, but you paid the kicker cost with 2 mana. Spore Ken Down Hydra's power and toughness are each equal to the number of gates you control. Gate? It's a gate tribal type of card. The result of Bleak of the Deep Blast of Ranger's Disciples. Sorry, Disciples. Always frogs, never toads. Yeah, loves the frog. Kick the frog. Kicker synergy. Oh, the spell was kicked. The frog was kicked. Yeah, who kicked the frog? That's animal abuse. The spell was kicked. Just letting us know. You got damaged goods around here. Finally, yeah, finally pre-kicked. We have who said that? The spell was kicked. The card is aware it's already kicked. Automatic kicker synergy. Frog gate. No reach? No. It's a frog. Since when did frogs have reach? Or is that a thing because they can hop? Dies to Blood Moon, does it? I don't think it does. I think the gates are a subtype. Yeah, it's a gate still. Like, it'll be a mountain. I think it, I think it's still, I think it's a mountain gate. If I understand, it will be a mountain gate, so actually it will not die to Blood Moon. See, these, like, everything in the text box disappears and turns into a, and it just says tap, add a red. But it will be like, I think, land mountain gate is what the card type would be in the end. So gates, Blood Moon, it would survive Blood Moon. Strong card. Very strong, plays around Blood Moon. It's good for those gate decks, because the gate decks will be shut down anyway, so if you're a gate deck, you want to play with the Spore Ken Down Hydra. Frog that one day wants to be a Hydra. My buddy would love this card just for the gate synergy, exactly. It synergizes with Bill Gates and Watergate? What? I don't know the connection there. Alright, moving on. Oh, no, we're gonna say this. Does this pass? The spell was kicked. We can't pass it. Doesn't make sense. If you like it for the second part, that's fine. Emrakul Fairground Wizard. What the hell? Okay, black, 2 generic for a legendary Aetherborn Rogue. Oh my god. Emrakul's gone rogue. It's got Morph for a blue, 2 generic. But it then specifies that you can play it as a 2/2 for 3 mana. When Emrakul Fairground Wizard enters the battlefield, destroy target creature. If it has the lowest name, can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Blue, white. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. That's underwhelming. 8 mana tap. Search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. We have a little bit of Reanimator synergy here. And pay 6 tap. Tap target creature you don't control, and pay 4 tap, scry 1. Activate only once each turn. They like combined two abilities in one down here. The lowest name. I don't know. Lowest might be the shortest name. Maybe. How do we want to interpret this? Yeah, destroy target creature if it has the lowest name. Of course, it's going to be lower than Emrakul the Ion's Torn, or even Emrakul Fairground Wizard. Yeah, what's next? Ulamog the Carney? And no oh yeah, there's not even a power and toughness here. There's no room for it. Anyway, this card's stupid. I had enough reading this thing. The lowest of all the names. Okay, ooh, look at this. The Is It Squeezer. And now you have to cast it with energy. Like, as if it's mana. So you need an energy and 2 generic. That's original. It's a 0/3 Tyrannid Druid. Sacrifice another zombie creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on Izzet Squeezer. It passes. It's doable, I guess. It sucks, though. It's a rare. And look at the set it comes from. It comes from a trash can. It comes from the trash set. That's like an unglued set, number 5 or something. All of R&D's leftovers. I love the idea of using energy as mana. It forces you to play with those garbage energy spells. Drains my energy. Yeah, weird, but it does pass. It's alive. Very doable. It's self-aware, is it? Sacrifice another zombie creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Izzet Squeezer. Weird paying energy instead of mana. I don't think it's that weird, to be honest. It's like energy is just perpetual floating mana that doesn't go away. Magic the the garbaging. I like that it looks like a real mana symbol. Sorry, a set symbol. It's probably the best set symbol I've seen AI make. Okay, anyway, we'll pass. Furnace of the Edge. Red, blue, 2 generic for a 9/9 creature. Cyclops Angel. When Furnace of the Edge enters the battlefield, any player may sacrifice 2 lands. If a player does, sacrifice Furnace of the Edge. This looks like one of those old cards. This seems like a card that they would have made, I don't know, like between 93 and like 1999. So there is a serious downside here. It's effectively like red, blue, 2 generic, blow up 2 lands. Very doable. I don't think it's broken. Like, this will suck if someone plays this on the play. Like, let's say I get to my fourth land drop. I play this. My opponent has 3 lands in play. I mean, yeah, they can sack 2 lands, but they're basically lost anyway. Ship it, pretty good. I think it's very pushed. At turn 4 is very strong. Turn 4, very strong. If it's not turn 4, not that strong. Like, if you're playing this on turn 7, you might just sack the 2 lands and not care. And also, it makes some good use out of cards that are, like, you know, you're gonna flood out at the end of the game, so, like, who gives a crap? Still dangerous, but not broken. It's fair, no trample. Not broken, dies to Doomblade. Dies to a lot of white removal, to be honest. Does not die to Lightning Bolt. Gets out of range of Unholy Heat. Completely out of range of Unholy Heat. Lose 1 turn, your opponent loses 2. Not bad. It's kind of cool that you burn up other players' lands in a furnace. It's Furnace of the Edge. Take you to the edge. But opponent can decide between sacking, landing, leaving it alive. Yeah, I know. It's like Vexing Devil. But both sides are more backbreaking. Like, Vexing Devil, not likely to kill you. Cyclops Angel, very likely to kill you. Like, that's a 9/9. No evasion, but hey, in blue-red, they're probably going to burn down anything you have blocking it. Yeah, they also get to pick the land, so they could throw away their most useless ones. They might even throw away, like, lands that get another land, you know what I mean? Looks like one of those cards people make a fuss about, then turns out not to be that strong. Okay, well, you guys think it's a playable card? All right, we'll give it a pass. Zybra's a little bit. I think it's broken though. I think it's absolutely broken. All right, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. As usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thank you so much for all your support. Anyone who is a member of YouTube, member of Patreon, or you support the channel with super chats, all of it is great. And for that, I am here in the morning for all of you every single weekday. And we got to also thank everyone who makes the show so fun every morning. People like Toads, Coffee, and Buns. We got Raya, Summer, Spell Jester, Quacker, Abzo, Cute Spider, Nova Mackenzie. We got Shark, Laser Boy, Rot Boy, Jonathan, Zick. Who else do we got here? Jacob, Elgrand, Fatso, Christopher B, Hafiz, Bulky, Mark Zilla, Summer. Am I repeating someone? Bread, Erlin, Dragon. Wow, so many people here today. Orvitus, Mark Zilla, Shadow, Tormus, Steve, Asmuth. Am I missing anyone? I think I got almost everyone. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourself, and I will see you at the next